Okay, joining us, head coach Colgate, Don Vaughn, Darcy Murphy, and Mike Borkowski. Again, we're going to start off with the student athletes. They've had a long game here, so we'll field some questions for them. Again, please introduce yourself and your affiliation per protocol. Eric has a mic right here, so just raise your hand and we'll get that over to you. Go, use the mic, please. Yeah. Thanks.
I was going to wait for questions about tonight. So, but overtime game, guys, how do you balance the emotions of winning and advancing to the final with the fact you got to get around and do it again tomorrow in 20 hours?
We've been here before. I mean, last year it took us 5 periods to win the game, and this time obviously it took 4. And I think all year long we've had a veteran-laden group, and we do a great job, like Coach says, of hitting the reset button every game. It's kind of a staple of our team, and obviously a veteran group that's been here before is going to help a lot with the emotion.
It's behind us. We got to focus on tomorrow's game. It's pretty much it. Borko pretty much covered it all.
Right up here in front, Josh.
Josh Seeger, College Hockey News. Does this almost feel like, with the season you guys have gone through, kind of redemption, so to say?
Yeah, we had some injury troubles throughout the year. It was definitely tough, but Borko's a prime example. Came back early from an ACL. They thought he was going to be done for the year. So, a little adversity challenged us, and I think we answered the bell. So hopefully tomorrow we can get the job done.
Brian up front.
Brian Sullivan, U.S. College Hockey Online. For Darcy first, can you speak to the chemistry that your line had tonight? Obviously, all 4 goals came from your line, if not all from you individually.
Yeah, me, Joe, and Borko, we were clicking tonight. I felt like it was coming the last few games against Dartmouth. We really felt like we were starting to get our legs under us and finding each other. And luckily tonight we just found each other in the right spots and made it happen. So hopefully we continue tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, building off what Murph said, I think we've had a little bit of chemistry here from, like I said, years on. We've kind of been a trio that's been together for a little bit here. And, it obviously takes time to develop chemistry. And they're all great student athletes and great people, so it's easy to mesh with these guys.
In the back.
Matt Clarida from Harvard Radio. Harvard had 2 pretty good games against you guys this year. Sort of ran it up a couple of times on you. Do you watch a lot of tape of those games when you prepare for tomorrow, or do you think you guys have players that you didn't have, and it's sort of a new competition?
I think we watch video every time we play a team, regardless of who it is. Obviously, Harvard played a great game, and we were lucky enough to get past St. Lawrence today, and we'll get a good night's sleep and watch some video tomorrow. And we're familiar with this team. Obviously, it's a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth with how the regular season went out, but obviously one game showdown here, anything can happen, and we'll do our best to be as best prepared as we can.
Other questions for Darcy and Mike?
Watertown Daily Times. This question is for you, Don. Talk about the effort from St. Lawrence when they came back and played you guys 3 different times.
We're only fielding questions for the student athletes right now. Then we'll cut them loose, and then we'll get questions for Don.
Sure. Mike, can you comment on that?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. I was just asking about the effort.
Oh, the effort with St. Lawrence. Yeah, they played a great game. They're unbelievable. They're skilled, and it seems like losing 2 big pieces, they retooled really well. Give all the credit to Coach Carvel and their players. They played a hell of a game tonight, and we were lucky enough to. Every time we scored, it seemed like they were coming back, and they were pretty resilient. And we were lucky enough to get the overtime.
Adam?
Yeah, Mike, can you talk about just the emotion of the injury that you had and needing to get over that before it even got into your mind that you even had a chance to come back this season? And what was that process like? When did you think that, I might be able to do that?
Like I said, a lot of the credit goes to our athletic trainer Steve Chenard and our team surgeon Dr. Evan Bellin. Half the battle is getting the surgery right. He did an unbelievable job, and I've said it before. You kind of get out what you put in with these kind of things, and seeing the guys on the ice and competing and doing a great job with a couple guys out. It drives you in the end. And maybe a month and a half or whatever it was, we kind of felt that it was stable enough and we were able to get some strength around it, and to score a goal like that, and what a great effort from our team. Just obviously we went up a lot and we had a couple leads and they kept falling back, and kind of a microcosm of our season. It's a little bit of adversity that we faced and we were able to overcome it.
First, just like being
Oh, of
down
course.
about it, just to even get to rehab.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you come back, you're kind of, I was ready to, focus on next season and get myself as strong as I can for next season. And, I was lucky enough to have a great surgery done and put in some work in the rehab room, and here I am.
Anything else for our student athletes? One more question you probably have time for.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Can you tell me what happened on the game-winning goal to start?
Yeah, I think Murph had a great forecheck, and we were able to get some legs in there and get a stick on a puck, and I think Lozzie had it. He kind of did a little button hook, and I gave him a holler and put it on my tape. And I think whenever you're getting those situations, you want to get it on your stick, off your stick. We work on it a lot in practice, and I don't know how much I got on the shot. I just was thinking top half of the net, maybe on the far side, and I was lucky enough to go in.
Okay, we're going to cut our student athletes loose. Thanks for taking the time, guys. Best of luck tomorrow.
Good job, Murph.
Thanks, guys. Now we'll direct questions to head coach Don Vaughn. First, coach, if you want to start us off by just some general comments on the overall performance of your team.
Sure. I mean, obviously, we're very proud of our effort tonight from all of our guys. We went really short on the back end. We played 4 defensemen from the first period on, and couldn't be prouder of guys like Lozzie and Kulovich and Ryan Johnson, Brett Corky. Those 4 guys logged a lot of minutes tonight, and I think it started back there. I mean, I think you really can't talk about this game, and at least I can, until you talk about the St. Lawrence team. I mean, I think our 2 teams look very similar to me. Greg Carville and Mike Hurlbut have done a phenomenal job there with that program. Just in a short couple of years, they've got a team. They know how they want to play, and they're playing a very solid brand of hockey, and it's fun. I think our fans, their fans. If you didn't enjoy that game tonight, then you should probably take up another sport to get into, because that was pretty good and fun hockey to be a part of, even as a coach. We played a game earlier this year up at St. Lawrence in January, and the first period lasted 22 minutes with 8 face-offs. That's college hockey. Face-offs are supposed to be 15 seconds in total, so do the math. It was an unbelievable game. I think there was a lot more of that here tonight. So 2 very evenly matched teams. Obviously, it played out exactly that way, and we're very fortunate to get the win. And the 2 guys sitting next to me were a huge part of that tonight as well. I mean, the Mike Borkowski story is one that I've never been a part of before. Someone that of his caliber to come back from an injury of that nature. He also scored the game-winning goal last weekend against Dartmouth on Saturday night too. So it's phenomenal. He's an unbelievable student athlete, and we're very fortunate to have him. So it was a great game. We're thrilled to be here and fortunate to get the win.
Thanks, Coach. Now we'll field some questions for Coach Vaughn. Just raise your hand. Eric has a mic for you. Over here to Adam.
Well, Coach, here you are again.
Yeah.
Trying for that championship. And do you have any personal reflections on that as you go into this? Or you're trying to keep that in your mind?
No, I mean, I often think about it. We've been here quite a bit, as I have as a head coach, and it's eluded us. But I always say that I don't think there'd be a coach in our league that wouldn't want to be in the position that we've been in a number of times. And you'd rather be here and battling for a championship and maybe not succeeding like we want to all the time, but it's better than sitting at home this weekend. I can assure you of that.
Back to Matt.
Matt Clarida from Harvard Radio. You mentioned riding the 4 defensemen. Do you anticipate doing that tomorrow night, given Harvard's forward group?
We're going to hit the reset button, like we said, but we'll probably have to take a hard look at our D-core. We'll probably get some fresh legs in there. I think we'll be forced to do that. We've got a couple of guys that are injured on the back end, so we'll take a look at those guys tonight, see how they feel in the morning. But we do have one other defenseman that didn't play tonight, and there's a pretty strong likelihood that he'll be in tomorrow just because of the injury. So I don't think we'll be able to roll 4 tomorrow night and have as much success after just the grind that we went through tonight, and a great Harvard team that we haven't had a lot of success against.
Michael Ledecky, Arthur Crimson, touched on it earlier with the players, but had some tough games against Harvard in the past. Back under much different circumstances with the guys back, so just want to hear your thoughts on that. And then also I want to hear your thoughts on Evan Allen, who's experienced kind of similar situation as Mike. That matchup, that storyline going this game.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think Mike said it best. I mean, you're down to one game for all the marbles, and even though there's a history there and not a very successful one this year against Harvard for us, we're not going to be thinking about that. We know what we need to do. We know the kind of game we're going to need to play against that team. We know who we need to contain. And their season has been very similar to ours. I mean, talked to Ted about it quite a bit. I mean, there's no surprise that they're playing really well again right now because they're getting some really good players back in their lineup. So our seasons have been sort of a mirror image of each other. And we did enough, both of us, to stick around and give ourselves a chance once our teams got healthy. So we know we'll have our hands full. They've been home resting, and we'll have to, regroup pretty quickly here against a very good team.
Brian?
Coach, has it been addressed, officially in the locker room as a team that you guys do need to win in order to make the NCAA's?
Brian, it's interesting. I don't need to tell our guys that. There's nothing I can tell our guys that shows up on the internet. I mean, they're way ahead of me. I'll go in. I think I have a little bit of breaking news, and they just look at me like I got 2 heads. Like, Coach, where have you been all day? So they know. I don't have to tell them. They'll be on their phones right now checking out the pairwise. I guarantee you that. So we want to win a championship. That's why we came here. We want to win the ECAC championship, and we know that if we do that, we are in the tournament, and that's where our heads are at.
Anything else for Coach Vaughn? Adam?
Coach, did it feel like St. Lawrence had taken control of overtime there? I mean, were you saying anything? Were you concerned at that point?
We were trying to calm our guys down and get them to breathe a little bit on the bench. I did have some serious concerns about our defensemen. We were really running low on fuel back there, and I say that, and then I just watched the replay of the goal, and I got Kevin Law, the guy that's logged the most minutes tonight, in behind the net, picking up a loose puck and setting up Borkowski for the game winner. So it was all or nothing at that point, I guess. But yeah, we had some concerns, but we just trying to keep our guys sort of talking through it, and we kept saying one shot wins it, and that's exactly what it is.
Matt?
Matt Clarida again from Harvard Radio. You mentioned talking to Ted Donato about your seasons. Are you guys close? Does that relationship go back? Is there anything to that?
I mean, no, but I think we have a great fraternity of coaches in this league. When it comes to that, I think our league is the best in the country. We all get along well. We'll share information. It's an unbelievable fraternity, and Ted's a big part of that as well. It's I watched him as a player at Harvard. I coached against him as a player and now as a coach, and certainly followed his NHL career. So got a lot of respect for Ted and the job that he's done there. But he's one of 12 guys in this league that really like each other and get along. Maybe not for 60 minutes on the weekends, but I think once the game is over, we can all get along.
One last question for Donnie.
Savannah Rowell, Harvard Radio. Coach, across the ice from your guys tonight, Kyle Hayton in the net for SLU, one of the greatest goaltenders in the ECAC right now. But your goaltender, Charlie Finn, played quite the game tonight. Do you have any comments on him?
Well, he's done it for us, since the middle of last season. He gives us a chance to win every game that he's in. He's one of the premier goalies in the country, as is Hayden at the other end, and we're very fortunate to have Charlie. He goes about his business quietly, and I think when you start looking at numbers, it's like splitting hairs. I mean, you're talking at save percentages in the the low to mid 900s. It's incredible, and they're both very good goaltenders, and we're very lucky to have Charlie. And he's playing great right now. He's seeing the puck, and he's a great calming factor for us on our team too. He hits the reset button as quickly as anybody on our team, and that gives our guys a lot of confidence.
Anything else? All right, Coach. Thanks for taking
Great.
the time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.